evening and welcome to the Melbourne Cricket Ground. A big match feel here tonight. At the beginning of round 8, it's Richmond against Carlton, and after some turmoil off the field, Richmond's won its last 2 matches. They haven't won 3 in a row since 1986, and it's really their first big game feeling since the Foster's Cup final last year, where they lost to Essendon before a massive crowd at Waverley Park. So Richmond currently in 5th place, up against the Blues, who suffered last week. They were badly beaten by West Coast, and for a number of Carlton players, they'll be playing their 4th game tonight in just 13 days. Both teams in the 8 at the moment. For the loser tonight, they'll tumble down to 11th spot on the Friday night ladder. Gerard Healy, welcome to the telecast. And for Richmond, it's a pretty stable team. Knight's the only change coming in.
Yes, they have, and what a good player to bring back. Knights, of course, was missing with a shoulder injury after a lateral ligament injury in the Foster's Cup game, and their team looks fairly competent. I like the form of Tony Free. Good to see him going forward last week to kick a couple of vital goals in their game against Fitzroy to really seal it for them. Brian Lees is an interesting player. He picked up a talented player last week for Fitzroy, their skipper, and tonight I think he'll pick up Greg Williams. Pretty good side now, Richmond.
Some changes for Carlton, and we believe both Bradley and Peter Dean are missing. There's Craig Bradley. He's had a broken thumb, so he's certainly not playing. We believe Peter Dean is out. But they did make 4 changes, Gerard. Dean was supposedly in, Gleeson, Spalding and Rice.
Yeah, so you can see the highlighted players that were in doubt, Craig Bradley and Peter Dean, but they're gone for tonight. But in comes Dean Rice, a player who left St Kilda in quite controversial circumstances. He has had a bad knee injury, but he's over that, and he makes his debut for Carlton. And of course, Adrian Gleeson comes in. He's a running player. Adrian Whitehead and we believe Ron DeLulio have taken those injured players' spots.
So some changes for the Blues. A very healthy crowd here. Hard to predict. It looks around 40,000 and growing by the minute. And we'll be back with the opening bounce after the break. Welcome back to Friday night football at the Melbourne Cricket Ground. The Tigers and the Blues on the boundary line tonight, the Big Dipper. And Dipper, it's pretty cold up here. It must be a little chilly on the ground.
Oh, come on, Bruce. It's nice and warm up there. You can tell by my hair. The wind down here is very swirly, but no advantage to either side. It's coming across the ground, and it's going to be very hard to kick goals here on the members' wing. As you said, Peter Dean and Bradley are out for Carlton, and the bench for Carlton is Oliver, Whitehead and DeLulio. And for Richmond, well, they're very keen to win this game because they reckon if they can get this game on, they're back in town. And of course, during the week, they've had a lot of their old folks to go back to their club, and they're looking forward to having everyone here. And a nice crowd down here too, Bruce. And the bench for them is Prescott, Bannock and Dundas, Bruce.
Good on you, Dipper. Who are you going for? Do you think Richmond's back in town or the Blues?
I think I'll stick with the Blues. I think that Kernahan is due to have a big one, and they need to for him to win this one. But they're Blues for me. Hey, Robbo?
What do you think, Robbo? Welcome to the telecast.
Stick with the strength, Dipper. Actually, Bruce, I did hear someone pass on the odds for this match. 2-1 Richmond and 13-4 on Carlton. I think that's a bit lopsided. I reckon this is the best even money bet you've ever seen. I'll give Richmond a chance.
Who are you picking?
I think Carlton will win a close game.
Gerard?
Well, I agree with Robbo. A close game for Carlton. They have got some problems, though. They've got 6 players that have played 4 games in 13 days. Silvani, Kernahan, Hannah, Bond, Mackay and Hogg. So they certainly won't be at their best.
6 minutes and a half back, start of the match.